I feel like we're in a day and age now where it's so easy to be on your phone 24/7. And I'm definitely in that category of people who tends to reach for my phone whenever I have some free time. And I'm really working on spending more of my free time doing things that actually fill my cup. And one of those things is having hobbies, like engaging in hobbies. And I think hobbies just instantly, like if you have a hobby, it instantly makes you a bit cooler. I think it makes you a little bit smarter, right? Because you're actually using your free time to do something that makes you happy, brings you joy. Maybe you connect with other people. Maybe you're learning something. Like there's so many cool hobbies out there, and I'm really working on cultivating more time for them. And so I want to talk about that in today's video, and just like some ways that I've been making more time for hobbies, some specific hobbies that have really been bringing me joy in my life, and how I've been honestly fixing my attention span with hobbies. So let's talk about it. I think learning is one really cool thing. You can learn a new language. You can learn about history. Maybe you're really into science. I just think learning is one really great category of hobbies that if you're kind of feeling like, okay, like you go to work, you work out, whatever, if you feel like there's something maybe missing from your life or like a sort of like excitement that you want, I think that no matter what your age is, I think learning is just an amazing way to make life more exciting. If you guys watch my vlogs, you guys know I've been studying Spanish for the past year or so. I've been saying that I want to learn Spanish for years now, and I actually used to study it back in high school. You know, I grew up in San Antonio. I like to travel, so I've just always had this like motivation. I have a lot of friends who speak Spanish, so I've always had a lot of motivation to learn it, but I haven't like been really serious about it until I moved to New York. I first started out by just reading and translating Spanish books, and then eventually I started realizing, like I went to actually Mexico for a wedding in July, and it was mainly in Spanish. So I was really realizing when I was at that wedding, I was like, wait, I need to take lessons if I really want to get serious about learning Spanish, because it's one thing to read Spanish and like self-study. I think self-studying is amazing, but I think getting that practice and actually like taking lessons can really help you, one, be more disciplined with studying literally anything, but also I think it helps you get that practice of like, you know, hearing someone speaking it. I also watch Spanish TV, but again, I just think I need like that actual curriculum. So I'm using Rosetta Stone for my Spanish lessons, which I'm so excited about because they're obviously an amazing and very well-known language learning platform. I want to thank them for partnering with me on today's video. If you guys have never heard of Rosetta Stone, they're an amazing all-in-one language learning platform with immersive lessons, live stream classes, and a library of content to help you learn a new language and use it in the real world. I really like Rosetta Stone because they make the language learning experience personalized to you, so you can very much decide when you want to study. You can make your own schedule. The lessons are as short as 5 minutes long. And they also have this feature called Audio Companion that lets you stream downloadable audio tracks that are aligned to your unit, so you can kind of learn on the go, which I just think is really cool. So if you're traveling somewhere, if you're on the train, on a bus, it just makes it super, super easy to study and learn. And obviously, Rosetta Stone's been around for a very long time. If you guys have never heard of them, I'd probably be surprised. Like they've been around for, I think, over 30 years. There's a recent study that came out that said 13 hours of studying with Rosetta Stone is equivalent to a full semester of studying Spanish in college, which is pretty amazing. So definitely recommend them. I'm really excited to be using them, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on my progress. If you want to start your language learning journey today, I'll be sure to leave a link to them down below, as well as a QR code, which will give you 60% off of an unlimited lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone. It gives you access to all 25 languages on their platform, and literally just one payment gives you the full unlimited lifetime subscription. So it's a pretty amazing deal. And thank you again to Rosetta Stone for partnering with me on today's video. I just think taking classes and learning is just a really great way to spend your free times. I just think it makes you feel more fulfilled in life. Like we as kids used to learn a lot and get used to just like being told what you should learn in school. So when you can really take the time as an adult to really figure out what it is that you're into, what topics are you interested in, how do you want to learn like yourself? Like I just think it makes life a little bit more fun. And again, it makes you feel smarter and cooler. So like, why not learn, right? Like there's so much out there. There's so much information out there, and there's so many resources to learn. Also, having some sort of creative outlet, some way to express yourself creatively, even if it's not something that other people are able to consume or see. It doesn't have to be for other people. I just think any way that you can express yourself creatively, it's just a very powerful way to process your emotions and feelings and just reflect on your life. So the way that I like to do this is through writing. You guys know I love writing in my journal. I don't really have a method for writing. I just like literally like write all my feelings out whenever I'm feeling anything, but also creating content. So this for me is like my creative outlet as well. I just like to share with you guys what's on my mind, the things that I'm learning. If I journal about something for long enough, or I'm really into a specific, if I have like a realization, usually I end up making a video about it. And then that's like my other way of expressing myself. So I think having some sort of creative expression, again, is just very, very important no matter what your age is. I think we all need a way to kind of alchemize our feelings and emotions. And also it kind of helps you like romanticize whatever's happening in your life, whether it be good, bad. Like I think turning your emotions or your feelings into art is just an amazing way to make life seem a little bit more enjoyable. Also drawing, sketching, maybe you're into arts and crafts, pottery. There's so many different ways to create out there. So definitely recommend you look into different ways to do that as well. Also, I think physical movement, I would count as a hobby. And that's something that I think, you guys know, I always say, I think it's an important thing to have in your life, no matter what that looks like for you. So if you're into the gym, weightlifting, great. Maybe you take classes, Pilates, yoga, whatever, going on walks, even whatever physical movement you enjoy. I just think having some sort of physical movement in your life and making it a part of your everyday routine is a great way to also alchemize your feelings, process emotions, regulate your nervous system, just make you feel healthier, happier, right? It's going to improve your mental health. We all know this. Physical movement is super, super important. So just having something, whether, even if you don't know like what that thing is, just experiment with different things until you find something that you really enjoy. And don't make physical movement just about how you look and, you know, your weight or whatever. Like experiment with different things until you find something that really brings you inner peace and mental clarity. Because physical movement, when you really find something that works for you, it's going to be more about your mental state than it actually is your physical state. Obviously, we work out because we want to look good, but I think that having some sort of physical movement, daily movement in your life is really more about how you feel than it is about how you look. So just focus on that. And again, find what works for you. I talk about this like in every video at this point. So another thing that I think is really great and fun is an inner child hobby, right? Something that like feeds or makes your inner child happy. This could also maybe fit into like your creative category. So maybe as a kid, you really like to sketch and draw. Maybe you're getting back into that. I think that for me, I'm really discovering as I get older that it's really, really important for me to cater to and nurture my inner child. There's so many things as a kid that I used to love to do. I used to like be into a million different things. And I think now as I get older, I'm starting to realize like that inner child still lives within me and I still have to do things. I still have to invest time, money, energy into that little kid that still exists within me. So I really like to do puzzles sometimes. I like to play like little games. I used to be really into video games. So my favorite like inner child hobby is playing Mario Kart. So like maybe get a Switch, maybe play some video games. I don't know. Everybody's different, but I just really encourage you, think about some things that you really enjoyed doing as a kid and find a way to incorporate those things into your life now. I'm really into movies, you guys know. I really like watching anime. And then obviously, you guys know I love to read books. That's another hobby that I really enjoy as well. And also the last thing I'm going to say in terms of hobbies, and then we're going to get into like how to make time for them. I think also self-care can be a hobby. So just taking care of yourself, whether that be through little things that you do for yourself, like pampering, doing your hair, getting dressed every day, doing your makeup. Obviously, self-care is a way that you can take care of yourself, but it's also a way to express yourself when you think about it. Like doing your makeup every day, or not even, it doesn't have to be every day, but like doing your makeup, when you do your hair, when you get dressed, when you put together an outfit, that's also a way to enjoy life, romanticize life a little bit more. And it's also a way to express your personality, right? So when you make time for that every day in whatever way that works for you or makes sense to you, I just think it makes life a lot more enjoyable as well. Maybe you make time every week to do some self-care, your appointments, do a nice little bath, whatever. I just think that's a really, really great way to also invest your time and your energy doing things that make you not only look good, but feel good. Okay, so that is it in terms of the categories of hobbies. There's probably more out there, but like those are like the main ones that I can think of. I think the cool thing about all of these hobbies is it can also be a way for you to connect with other people. So I think sometimes we feel like, okay, life is busy, right? We have so much to do. We have to make time for ourselves. We have to make time for other people. It can feel like you're maybe stretching yourself thin sometimes, trying to fit in all your interests and things that you enjoy. But I think it's really great to also think about, okay, if I'm really into learning Spanish or cooking, right? I can maybe find people and make friendships based off of people who are very into those things too. Like I have a group of friends who are really into reading, just like I am. And so whenever we go on trips, they're also really into traveling, which kind of helps too. So like we'll go on trips together. We'll go to bookstores. Whenever we do go on the trips, we'll talk about books. They'll give me book recommendations, and we just have a really good time talking about reading. I think when you can really look at hobbies as a way to connect with other people, it makes it easier to fit in hobby time and socializing time at the same time because you're doing them synonymously. When I was younger, a lot of my time that I was spending with my friends, we were going out and like we were drinking and we would just like go out to eat, which is like fine. But like, I just think as I get older, I'm really trying to be a little bit more intentional about how I'm spending time with friends even, and like having some kind of hobby or interest, doing other things that actually interest us. And maybe you have some hobbies that you do on your own that you really enjoy only doing by yourself. That's great too. Dedicate that time to yourself as well. Also, I just think it's a great idea to schedule out time in your day and in your week for your hobbies, whether that's with friends or individually. So for me, you guys know I like to read my books. I like to also journal right when I wake up in the morning and like when I'm drinking my coffee. That's like my writing / reading time. And I also like to watch my movies and like my TV shows, my anime and stuff before I go to bed at night. And now that I'm taking classes for Spanish, I plan to have a set time, like set days in my week and set times in my week for me to be taking those classes. I think again, having some sort of structure or like, you know, just times to be doing things just helps you fit in your hobbies a lot easier into your schedule. Also just like be intentional with your time, right? If you're used to getting off of work and immediately coming home, sitting on the couch, scrolling on TikTok, then maybe look at that and say, okay, maybe I want to spend this time going on a run instead. I follow this guy who lives in New York and he works a very, like, it seems like a very stressful job. He makes videos of himself going on runs after he gets off of work. I know it's very draining sometimes when you get off and you sometimes just like want to turn off your brain and do nothing. But just remember, it can be worth it. Even if you're tired, even if you don't feel like it, you can make the time to do things that actually fill your cup. I think you're going to be a lot more fulfilled in life. You're going to be a lot happier, and you might be more tired, but I think you're probably going to end up getting better sleep at the end of the day because you're actually filling your time with things that you enjoy. It's so easy just to be on your phone and watch other people live their lives and do interesting things, but you yourself can be that person doing interesting things. You just have to make time for it. Sometimes you really just have to push yourself and just do things that don't always feel easy, and you always, not always, but usually you always end up feeling better because of it. You feel better. Even if you're tired, you feel better once you've done the workout. You feel better when you actually just showed up and hung out with your friend, even though you don't feel like it. You feel better when you do the things. So just do the things, and I promise you it will be worth it. Even for me sometimes, even though I love to read, it's so much easier for me to scroll on TikTok instead of reading. And I think I'd probably get through books a lot quicker if TikTok did not exist. But sometimes I just try to force myself to just pick up the book instead and just get away from the phone. The phone can be great. It can be useful. It's a great way to connect with people, but there's so many other ways to do that as well. So I just really encourage you to fight for your energy, fight for your time, use your free time doing things that are actually going to fill your cup and help you be cooler, smarter, funnier. You're going to be more interesting when you actually engage with real life hobbies, whether it be solo or with other people. So yeah, I hope this made some sense, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below, what is one hobby that you are wanting to dedicate more time to this season, this fall / winter. Please let me know, because I'd love to hear what you guys are into. Love you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next one.